to sit up closer because everybody tells me that because I sit back there. It looks like I'm not.
We'll call this council meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. Need a motion for adoption of minutes, please.
Resolve that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held at City Hall on June 10th, 2019 be adopted as circulated.
Into committee. First up is Finance, Legislative, and Property Committees, always with a loud voice. Councillor Buds, please.
Thank you very much. Just one item, and it is the second and third reading for the BDO Center Building Reserve. So at last council meeting, I talked about this as the requirement for us to proactively put some money aside. And in 2019, that budget funding is $10,000. So again, just important to note that we've worked with this group, and that club is very active in their fundraising and seeking out grants, and we've seen a lot of their efforts come to fruition with some significant improvements in that center. So we're happy to support that. So it is a recommendation of the committee, and I also move that Council of the City of Portage la Prairie approve the BDO Center Building Reserve Fund by giving bylaw 19-8697 second reading.
Moved by Councillor Buds and seconded by Councillor Espy. Any questions or comments on the motion? All those in favor of the motion? And that's carried.
And that bylaw 19-8697 be read a third time, finally passed, signed, and sealed.
Moved by Councillor Buds and seconded by Councillor Espy. All those in favor of the motion? And that's carried. And that concludes your report, Councillor Buds?
Yes, that does conclude my report.
City Planning and Economic Development Committee, Councillor Meyer, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. The City Planning and Economic Development Committee has no report.
Thank you. Community Services Committee, Councillor Draycott, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. Nothing to report for Community Services Committee this evening.
Thank you. And Waterworks Committee for Councillor Wall tonight, Councillor Draycott.
Thank you again, Your Worship. Waterworks has nothing this evening for Council.
Thank you. And Transportation Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Transportation Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. And Public Safety Committee, Councillor Knox.
Just a reminder to the public that there is a peaceful march happening on Saturday put on by a local group, and they've
Last two council meetings ago, we requested a deference to have the opportunity to be able to talk to the local vehicle for hire people within Portage. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to make that time, but I do understand we do have that. So I would ask council, if it's possible, I'd like to make a motion that we could defer it.
And this is Finance Committee, Councillor Buds, please.
Thank you. So the item here is just to implement a new bylaw and basically incorporate all the tax-exempt city-owned or controlled properties or operated by not-for-profits. And so we do have a history of that in 2004 and in 2006, at which time bylaws were implemented to deal with just that tax exemptions for these types of properties. And it's no surprising with changes in ownership and direction in properties that at times there's a requirement to change that listing. And we're going to do that here tonight. So we have on the island the Portage Industrial Exhibition Association, who owns 3 property rolls, property occupied by Stride Place and property of Myers Norris Penny and Fairboard Office, as well as his green space to the west side. The association's campground to the south of the golf course as well. And so this association collects fees for the use of its campground, and there is a long-term lease in place which was initiated between the association, the city, and the RM in August of 2008. And as we know, that was for the construction of what's currently there on Stride Place.